No, not yet. That's the one gonna get on my nerves. Okay, it's on there. Hey y'all, welcome back to Nik Nite. I am your girl, your host, Miss Nik, and today is March 9th. This year just moving right on along, and it's rainy outside, and we couldn't make it last week because we had tornado sirens going off everywhere, all throughout DFW, right? So we was like, yeah, we probably need to stay in the house, even though it had kind of passed, but it was just like, ooh. So when it started doing all this pouring down today, I was like, damn, we're gonna have to cancel 2 weeks in a row. Come on now, Dallas Renee, act right now. But we made it on in here, rain and all. We in here with y'all. Y'all see, I got my hat on. I had to, not only did we have rain going on, I got hot tub here because I was in hot tub sweating.
Not
and you know
hot
how
tub
they
hair.
go.
Oh,
I got hot
yeah.
tub here. So yeah, we got the hat on today, but it is what it is. We here and we got the sexologist in the house with us tonight.
Hi.
So if y'all didn't pay attention on my flyer, I have the after dark tag on there. So that lets you know if you sensitive, we're going to be talking about some things today. If you didn't know, I mean, the topic is intimacy, right? And intimacy comes in different forms. However, if we got a sexologist on the show and we talking about intimacy, guess what? We're gonna be talking about some sex around here. So that's why the after dark tag is on the flyer. So if you got some sensitive ears, you might want to tune out. Because y'all know if you haven't watched me before, I keep this shit raw and uncut. So
I love it. I love it. I love it.
So before we get started, let me put this disclaimer out there. The views and the opinions of the guests and others do not reflect the broadcast of Nik Nite or those associated with this brand. Nik Nite does not condone the overindulgence of alcoholic beverages, nor do we support drinking and driving. So always please drink responsibly. We sipping on some wine tonight since we having some grown up girl talking. Well, not just girl talk, but conversation about intimacy. Make sure y'all go out there, follow me on all social media. I'm like just right there at 2,000 followers. So please go ahead and hit that like button on Miss Nik Nite. All of my social media is Miss Nik Nite. And I do encourage y'all to go out there and download the Twitch app because I go live on Twitch as well. And Twitch allows you to multitask while you're listening to the broadcast. So you can be on Twitch, listening to the broadcast. You can actually have it on your screen in the little corner too, so you can see as well, and be on Facebook and scroll and all that. But if you're at home, you can also, if you can Chrome it or cast it to your TV. I was actually sitting there doing that. Yeah. And when you do that, you can actually still do other things on your phone because it's on your TV. So that was pretty cool when I was watching Tank show Monday. Today's show is brought to you by CS Creations and Nik Nite. Mix it up and keep the party rolling. Hit me up at Miss Nik Nite to get your t-shirts or your custom creation work done at CS Creations 101.
Oh,
now, and y'all see, I got my tablecloth. I got my glass, my ashtray. I can customize whatever y'all want. Y'all just let me know. I got you.
yeah.
But now we're going to go ahead and get on into this topic. I see y'all joining in. Come on in here. Let's get this party started. Yeah. Twyla, be good.
Hello.
Tell the people who you are and where they can find you at.
Okay, so sure. Let me get my microphone out. Because,
Yes. She got her own custom.
Let me make sure the balls are right. So, yeah. Oh, he perks up. Oh my God, it was classic. So as soon as I said, let me make sure the balls are right.
Right.
The young man behind
situated
the scenes,
correctly.
He perked up. So my name is Twyla, and I am a certified clinical sexuality coach. And what that means is I coach couples and singles on how to have a more intimate, erotic, sensual sex life. I really focus on their sexual goals and needs and wants. Really don't focus on like any type of trauma that they've had. I would refer them to a therapist.
Okay.
But I'm working my way towards becoming an actual marriage and family therapist, but I'm just not there. So I can refer you to someone if you are, have experienced trauma. But anything related to intimacy, pleasure, sex, I'm your girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen some of the pictures and from your different events that you host. And I'm like, okay, Twilight, I see you. I see you.
It's
And you
fun.
have couples that's coming from near and far.
Yes. So I actually have a couple coming up the end of this month. This is their second time coming around, and they have family here, but they live in New York.
Okay.
And so they will be coming to class. They're going to go to that How to Ride Dick class. So that'll be fun. I've had couples come from Oklahoma. Other parts of Texas, kind of like far out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then of course local couples as well, and even had a couple from did I say Oklahoma? Yeah, Oklahoma. Yeah. So it's fun. I really like it. Even Houston.
So that's kind of cool. So they make a weekend of it, or
they'll make a weekend of it. And so what they do is they'll reach out to me, and they will type in things to do in Dallas.
Okay.
And so for some reason I pop up. I'm like, okay,
that's
sure.
good.
Come on out.
That's good.
We'll learn how to ride some dick and
exactly
or whatever it is, sensual touch that you want to do. And so they'll make a weekend of it.
Okay.
And so the classes are 2-hour classes. The first hour is coaching.
Okay.
Where we sit and we talk.
Okay.
And then they tell me like what their goals are, challenges that they may be having. And then after that, we go into demonstrations.
Okay.
So my disclaimer is everyone is clothed. This is not any form of nudity. This is not a nudist camp or anything like that. The goal is for you to think of it as foreplay. So you getting so turned on with your partner that once you leave me, then you go and have sex.
Yeah.
I don't need to see all of that at all.
So now is it a group setting, or is it just you and a couple?
Oh yes. So I do have private classes and group classes.
Okay.
With the group classes, it's been 4, 6, 8 people there. And then the private classes, it's just the 3 of us.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
cool,
they really
cool.
like it. They enjoy it.
Okay. Okay. So we're gonna I gotta get all my technology situated so I can make sure I don't miss any of y'all comments, because I like to interact with y'all. I like for y'all to chime in. So we're gonna take a really quick break, and then we're gonna come back and jump right on into the topic. I can't stand these iPhones.
Wow, what do they do?
Because so I see a comment and then it goes away.
Oh, it's just a dick. It's not a microphone.
Yeah.
Oh, you sure? Oh,
No.
It's
a toy.
Okay.
No. But if someone could make this like a microphone for me, I would love it.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, you back up.
We back. After this show, I need somebody to reach out to me and tell me how to use this iPhone shit. I hate it. Okay? I hate it. I be trying to do my Facebook Live and it'll show the comment and then it go away. And then if I'm not paying attention, like if we talking and I'm not paying attention, if I don't go.
Yeah,
I hate it. So I need somebody after the show to hit me up and try to tell me how to work this thing. Now, the topic for today: intimacy or the lack thereof. How does it or can it impact your relationship? So there are 4 different types of intimacy. So first we're going to go into the definition of intimacy. Intimacy can be defined as mental, emotional, or physical closeness. So it's a close, familiar, and affectionate, personal, communal, relationship, feeling or atmosphere of closeness and openness towards someone or something else. So this intimacy is not just sex.
Right. They're two
And
different things.
right.
Yeah.
So many people kind of, I feel like I don't know if they just don't know or if they be trying to be manipulative in trying to say that intimacy, you're not showing me no intimacy, meaning only sex, right? And so I posted the other day about love languages.
Mm-hmm.
And so depending on your love language, that your intimacy, what you view, what's important to you for intimacy may be different. So like some, if you like the
if you can get that person so turned on from conversation, from the topics that you may talk about, that will lead to the physical desires to come out and the physical wants.
Yeah.
So you will be able to express yourself through sex if you're turned on up here.
Yes.
Is the biggest thing. So,
yes. So that mental and that physical intimacy.
Yeah, everything is intertwined.
Yeah.
So you have
Yeah.
your mental. That
Yes,
can lead
because
to
that
physical.
emotional as well.
Yes,
Like if you're
emotional.
not, because you could start off physically satisfying me, but then if you're not emotionally satisfying me, now that sex is about to dwindle down because it's like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, yeah. And at this point, for me, I'm so flip flop. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna get turned on physically if you don't get me here.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that the mental stimulation will, that'll get my lubrication going.
That part.
Yeah.
So you talked about being able to open up your mouth and communicate. Communication is so key. A lot of men, I'm not gonna say all men, a lot of men suck at communication and they avoid. Women do too. And sometimes women we tend to think that because we're opening up our mouths and running our mouths that that's communicating.
Absolutely
like,
not. You can open up your mouth and you can start sounding like Charlie Brown's teacher.
Yeah, talking loud, saying nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's how are you talking to your partner, the tone of voice that you use. It's the nonverbal communication. It's are you looking at them in their eyes? How's your posture? Are your arms crossed? It's all of those are cues for communication.
Yeah.
And so it's when to talk, it's when to be quiet and listen to what your partner has to say.
Yes.
But yeah, oftentimes men and women, we can say the same things, but we can receive the message differently.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So lack of intimacy can tend to lead to infidelity.
It can.
And people stay together for the wrong reasons. But if you're not, I know a lot of people are against therapy. So I wonder if they would view going to a sexologist not as taboo as going to marriage counseling.
Yeah, some of the couples that do come in, they're coming to see me when it's like it's gotten kind of bad.
Okay.
And they don't know what to do. And so they figure, okay, sex will fix our underlying problems. And they get in there and we're talking, and I'm like, okay, your issues are much deeper than the fact that you can't get wet.
Yeah.
Or the fact that you can't get hard anymore.
Yeah.
There's a reason why. The reason why could be that you guys need to resolve some unresolved issues. And so that is when I'm like, okay, let's take a time out. Y'all need to probably talk to someone else. And then if you can resolve those issues, then come and see me.
Is it a problem if she don't get wet for him or he don't get hard for her, but they get wet and hard for somebody else?
Then it goes back to the connection that they have with the other person. Something has been lost with the person that they're with. The desire is gone. After 10, 15, 20 years, even 5 years, do you still desire the person that you are with?
So when couples, do you think when couples get tired of each other, like you said, 10, 15 years, like, look, same position every motherfucking time.
I hope not.
I already know what he gonna do. Like, I already know where this is gonna go, and then he gonna do that, and then can switching it up, role playing, trying different rooms, trying different shit, renting a room, like different environments. Do you think that help bring that spice back to them?
Absolutely, it can. It's learning new things.
Unless you just got a little boring ass. They're like, look, nigga, this shit ain't gonna work.
It could be too. It's like they stopped learning each other. You still have to learn the person that you're with. Because you're continuing to grow individually, but together. And so it's like, I need to continue to date my partner. We need to take out time for us and go do little things.
Yeah.
that helps when it comes to the longevity of a marriage, keeping it fun.
Yes.
And then it's okay to try new things. Now it's, how do you say that to your partner? Because I can be like, oh, you know what? I want to try anal sex. We've never tried that before. Now he's probably looking at me like, well, who you been fucking at?
See, ain't that
ass or
crazy?
something. Like, no, that's not what this is about.
Ain't
I want to try this with you.
Right.
So don't think that I want to try something new because I've
tried it before with somebody else. Like,
no, I want to try this with you.
Yeah. So like you said, so the way how to communicate is important, and you have to know your mate.
Yep. And
in order,
yourself on what you want to do.
But you know what? A lot of times, and that's one of the things too, I feel like it's still kind of taboo for a woman to be verbal about what she needs physically.
I think for some women it is. I would say some of the women now are more vocal in what they want and how they want it. They are more willing to express themselves versus, I think, with our age group, probably not so much. I think women who, we're in our 40s now, we're starting to realize it is okay for me to, say what it is that I want. Because we ain't listening.
Nobody got time to keep playing with you.
Yeah, so it's like, this is what I want, how I want it. This is what I like. Now, I feel that it's okay for me to express myself. Yeah. But I will say, 10 years ago at 36, I wasn't comfortable saying that.
Yeah.
No,
But then that's the thing, like, because you sit there, we had a question a couple of weeks ago on the show, and the guy, I think his mate talked during sex. One of them talked during sex.
Like a whole conversation.
I hope that wasn't the case.
Like, I don't want you to be mute. That would like, I don't want you to be, mute.
We definitely ain't finna just sit here and keep, what the fuck are you talking about right now? Focus.
Because we have already talked before. If it's like dirty talk,
I think that's what it was. It was dirty talk. Okay. And I think he didn't like it.
Okay.
And she kept doing it. And he was like, what should he do? And I'm like, so he thought that she got the shit from somewhere else. And it's like, now why she had to get the shit from somewhere else? It may be something that she just always liked and just never did it with you because she could kind of sense that you weren't comfortable with it. But shit, like, I feel like if you can't say it to me, then who am I sending you to say it to? So fuck it, say it to me. Long as you don't call me no bitch. Like, if you don't get too disrespectful, like, wait, hold on, nigga, you about to fuck the mood.
Yeah, and it's like certain things like that, you don't want to say it like in the moment.
Right.
And if he has never said, hey, I really don't enjoy when you say these things. I wonder,
because she might have got real raunchy with it.
Huh?
She might have got real raunchy with it. And sometimes
then he needs to talk to her when they are not actually having sex to say, you know what, I enjoy having sex with you. However, you say certain things that really don't
because if you get too raunchy with it, it's like, hold on. Wait a minute. I don't like all that shit. You take that shit too far.
Yeah, you're doing too much.
You doing too much.
Once again, communication is key.
Yes.
And everyone's playbook is different.
Yes.
So the person that you were with before me, our playbooks aren't going to be the same. So I have to learn who I'm with.
Yes.
I have to understand and know the person that I'm with.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, and that was the thing that, because I was going to talk about the lack of feeling pleasure from your partner, right? But it goes back to like what you said, communication, because, and so that's a hard topic. That's a hard topic.
What, pleasure?
Like if you're not being pleased by your mate. So how do you say, you can't just say, look, this shit ain't.
Please don't say it like that. No, you don't want to say, look, this shit is whack.
I guess you come and say, hey, babe, let's try this.
Or you just simply, whatever it is, maybe they aren't, a common one is, a guy doesn't know like where the clit is. That's the big thing. Like, he doesn't know
just
how
out there doing his own thing.
Simulate her on her clitoris or whatever. So if he is down there and maybe he's using his fingers and he's not going in the right direction, then you may need to get his hand and move him in the right direction. Now, the guy needs to let the ego move out of the way so he's able to receive what she is.
And remember,
showing him and
Jesus, what
telling
is the
him.
remember when she shows you, remember.
Yeah.
Remember what she shows you. It's like you studying for a test, nigga, to please your woman. But vice versa. Said most just stop having sex. And that's true. That's true.
Because they don't know how to say that.
But that's, I mean, so then it goes back to like the question that I put out there on my in the group and on the page earlier. Like, if your partner decides to stop having sex, is it okay for them to go have sex with somebody else? Because you said, fuck it, I'm done, I'm tired, I don't want to do this shit no more. But he ain't tired yet, or she ain't tired yet. So is it okay for them to go elsewhere? Or do you try to, like, you have to, in my opinion, you have to try to work that shit out?
Oh, absolutely. Because, people stop having sex for various reasons. And, sexless marriages are a real thing. At the end of the day, what is a lack of sex looking like? Is it once a week, twice a week? Everyone's variation is going to be different of how many times a week someone should have sex.
Yeah.
But if you guys aren't having sex, period, with each other, it could be maybe the libidos are off. It could be because she's suffering from vaginal dryness. It could be, her hormones all over the place if she's going into menopause, which if we could talk about that. Or it could be, maybe some health related issues for him.
Right.
Maybe he's, has suffering like from ED or something like that. But they don't know because they aren't saying anything.
And everybody just kind of.
And so they just kind of go to bed and then they become roommates.
Oh, that's terrible.
And which is really sad.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is sit up here and say, look, I am not in the mood because of this, but you have to have the conversation. And it could be because if you aren't telling them what you like, because you're a different person than you were when you first met.
Yes.
So what you may have liked
and your
when
body,
you first got
and you
married,
may have
you don't like
even
it anymore.
Accidentally figure some shit out, like, oh shit, wait a minute, hold on. Remember that thing you did yesterday? Yeah.
Like, I like it when you pinch my nipples.
Yeah.
Or I like when you spanked my ass and you didn't realize you spanked. Like, I like that shit. You have to be able to tell them that, but you have to continue to learn each other.
Yes. And so I think people get so comfortable with each other, and then it gets kind of boring, and then it's just whatever, and it's an effort versus just a pleasure. Right?
It shouldn't be a job. Oh, I have to have sex with him, or I have to have sex with her. It's Wednesday at 8:00. And so we have That's
who the fuck wants that? I don't even want that. Like,
I don't want that.
Don't worry about it. Shit. No. And then it's downhill from there. But I feel like, that I think that's a big problem, is that people are not talking to each other and saying, this is what I need. Like, this is what I need. And I am a big fan, like, even when it comes to communication, I'm a big fan of, okay, we're going to discuss, like, doing checkpoints. We good? Like, let's have a conversation, right? Where are we? What we doing? Is there some shit that you need to talk to me about? But I'm a fan of, when it's my turn to vent, let me vent. Like, this ain't because see, I don't want you listening to respond. You know what I mean? I want you to actually hear me. And today, okay, it's about me. Next time it's about you, right? I want to, because if we're not listening to each other and hearing each other, a lot of times I feel like people do that tit for tat shit.
Oh yeah, and that's just...
well, you did this. Well, didn't nobody say nothing when you did that? Hold on. This is how I felt. This is how that made me feel. Like, you know what I mean? And just let that shit sink in. But people, that communication is...
It's how you communicate. It's healthy communication is what I call it. It's okay to do like a weekly check-in or a bi-weekly check-in in your relationship. That's something that I do. Look, how's everything, coming along between us? Is there something that has been bothering you that, I didn't know about? or whatever it is. But
Right.
it's okay to have those check-ins. And that is a time to sit down if something is going on to say, you know what? This is what is bothering me. I want us to spend more time together. I realize that we have our jobs and careers and so forth and the kids, but I miss us. That's the time to say that.
Yeah.
Don't let it fester and, just boil up. And then all of a sudden, the littlest thing happens and now everyone has, this explosion takes place, but it stemmed from something that happened 3 weeks ago.
So what do couples like? What is the answer if you're in a relationship and whether it's marriage or not, and you're not getting pleased physically, like they don't even touch you, they don't even look your way, but you still have these physical needs. Like, what is the answer to that shit? Like,
it's really finding out why don't they want to touch you anymore? What happened to the desire?
Yeah.
Something happened to where you no longer either find me attractive, you no longer find me desirable.
So let's say it's something medical.
Okay.
Let's say it's menopause. Let's say it's ED. Let's say it's something medical. What's the
girl?
So, okay, I don't know, because they don't talk about it on TV like they do for men. They don't talk about if there's medication for women to help with that. Because I know that there's medication for men. So I was gonna ask you about this cock ring. Does that help for the guys that's got ED or no? That's only.
So ED is pretty much, of course, they can't get hard, lack of blood flow for various health reasons. Could be their diet, stress, high blood pressure, overweight, just a lot of different factors.
Yeah.
And it could be that mentally, stress or whatever. But cock rings, you put it on and it's so that you can keep an erection, but you got to get an erection.
You got to get it first. Okay.
So if you're not getting hard, then the cock ring, won't help. And so it's when it comes to erectile dysfunction, it's one of those things where men may be embarrassed and they don't know how to talk to their partner, let alone a doctor. They just know that they've reached a certain age and it's not working like it used to. They don't understand why. And so, he's not telling his wife that she thinks it's her because he doesn't want to have sex with her. And at the end of the day, he can't get an erection. Yeah, but he doesn't know how to tell her that. And so no one is talking to each other, but they're thinking all these different things. So when it comes to the cock ring, it's designed to keep, the dick hard. But
I mean, not harder, but hard.
Right.
Or in the extended.
Right. And with cock rings, if you're going to use those are great. You have to be careful when you use them. They do come in different materials and sizes and so forth.
Oh, it can hurt them.
It can cut up. Think about its blood flow.
Yeah.
So you are restricting it so it can stay hard. So if you have it too tight and over a period of time, yes, you can, damage the dick.
Oh, shit.
So you have to, if you're going to try
new things. Manual to come with that shit.
Yes. Just be
Google
mindful.
YouTube, find out.
Yes, of what you're using, how to properly use it, how to, clean these products.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when it comes back to just not having sex anymore, not pleasing your partner physically, something's going on.
Yeah.
Like with guys, it can be ED. With women, our libidos are off, as we go through the change. Mood swings fluctuate. We can have vaginal dryness, but for us, there's lubrication for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we still may not have the desire anymore because it's our hormones are all over the place. Yeah. And so, yeah.
If you into your mate, you got the question up there. Okay. So this was a question that we got a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
I am engaged to be married as of June 2023. My fiance is an awesome guy and I love him very much. Our dilemma is that I love to talk dirty during sex and he doesn't like it. He says it seems like I am thinking about my ex-boyfriend. This is how I reach my orgasm. What should I do? So that's why I say, I mean, unless she getting...
Wait, what? Okay, so she is engaged.
Yes.
and she likes to talk dirty sex or talk dirty during sex, but he doesn't like it.
And
so
he
where
said
did this ex-boyfriend,
yeah,
how would he even know that she was talking dirty to the ex-boyfriend?
That was the other thing that we were saying. Like,
sense.
where the ex-boyfriend come in at? And I think that's a big part of when it comes to the communication. A lot of times people are scared to say some shit because they're gonna get accused. Where you get that shit from? Who taught you that?
Well, you
did that with your ex. Come on now.
So you have to find out, are you sexually compatible with the person? And it could be where you're saying, I like to do these things here.
Yeah.
And if they say, well, where did you learn that? Well, in previous relationships, a guy, taught me about this or that or whatever. I want to try this with you. You have to have an open mind.
But sometimes it can even come from,
or maybe you watch porn.
Right. And then I was about to say, you had posted something one time, a couple of things you posted. I was like, hey.
What did I post so much stuff on there?
A pillow. Pillow up under your butt.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, the
hanging
pillow
off the edge of the bed. Yeah,
it helps with the pelvic area and puts you up, and you can get it good.
I mean, it's been a couple of things you done posted, and I'm like, hey, I got to try that. So, I mean, it don't necessarily mean that it came from you trying it with somebody else. You seen it or you heard about it.
You're curious.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, anything your ass posts, I'd be like,
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna try that. Let me see. You know what I mean? So
it works. I do my research before I post. Before I post, I do research because I have to tell you guys if the shit works.
Yes, you got to know from experience, right?
Absolutely.
You got to know. You can't be talking about shit that you don't know nothing about.
Absolutely.
But that's the thing. Like, it don't necessarily, or it could be, again, like I have said, it could be something that you just so happen to do one day and was like, damn, babe, I actually kind of enjoyed that shit. Let's do that more often. So it's not that I learned this from my ex. I did this shit with you and I liked it. So people have to be open-minded. And I think, period, in sex, when it comes to your sexual relationship, ooh, and as I said that, I started thinking about something that I'm not open-minded on.
What's that? Ooh, what is that? What are you not open-minded about?
Baby, if I was with my man and he asked me to peg him, we gonna have a problem. We are gonna have a problem. I am not open about that shit.
Yeah, pegging. So
I'm gonna have a whole problem.
Your viewers and listeners know what pegging is.
Yeah, let them know what pegging is.
So pegging is basically where they comment.
No.
So pegging is basically where the man is going to be stimulated anally. Okay, so if you're with your woman, she's going to wear a strap on, and she's going to have anal sex with you, and
no.
And with anatomy.
I'm just imagining that shit. Like, do what?
Yeah, that is something I have not done.
You got me, and I'm sitting here. I'm. See, I admit to my shit because I do feel like you need to be open-minded in the bedroom, but there's just some shit that I'm just like,
Yeah, I have not done that. For me, if
and don't let him
like, let's try this. Honestly, I would be shocked for one. And we would have to have a conversation about, like, that would be one. Well, why would you want to try this? I'd have to watch my facial expressions, but I'm like, so why is it that you want to try this?
Yeah, my facial expression be the fuck it all the way up.
And it would be something like, I don't know if I would be in the headspace to do that.
Yeah,
I don't
Yo,
know if
man.
I would feel awkward myself, like wearing a strap on.
Wearing the strap on, number one. But even if it was like the little anal plug, I would be like,
yeah.
You want me to put that in
We'd
your
have
ass?
to have a sober conversation about that. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. But outside of that,
conversation.
I feel like everybody should be open-minded. Because you should try. You gotta keep it spicy. You gotta try new shit.
You have to keep it spicy, but once again, know the person that you're with. And talk about it. Educate yourself on the things that you want to learn that's new.
Yeah.
Don't go in there thinking, oh, I want to get, I want you to tie me up in rope. And next thing you know, you bought the wrong type of rope from Home Depot. Now your wrists are burned, from rope burns.
And I gotta go to work and shit
because you done tied them too tight. And now y'all gone to the ER because lost of blood circulation. Because you done tied up each other wrong.
Yeah, you definitely need to. Yeah, so and I can definitely see that because folks will be sitting there trying to try some shit and be like, "But wait a minute."
Right.
So we got what percentage of Americans have tried anal sex?
The anal sex,
right?
Okay, have bottom and have tops. So usually bottom and tops is if it's the same sex male couple, one is a bottom and one is going to be on top.
Okay.
It could be where if the couple is the guy's getting pegged, then of course he would be the bottom and she would be the top. So yeah.
So okay, bring that back up. I ain't got my glasses on and shit. So the other slide I was familiar with. Okay, so we got have bottom or top. Yeah. Have bottom and top. Have bottom, have top. Both. Okay.
So
and never tried.
Like have bottom or topped has
we got
been
men
up there. Let me see, overall men and women. Yeah.
I have heard some people say that they actually have a stronger, harder orgasm from anal sex than vaginal sex.
Yeah. So it is a different experience.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to practice anal sex, to me, it's an acquired taste. Everyone may not be into it. With the right person, it is freaking amazing.
With the right person. That's
not trying to just ram it in. Like, dude, you got to be gentle. For one, the anus is not self-lubricating. Okay, it's not like the vagina at all. So you have to have a lot of lube. Okay, you have to rim the anus with lubrication, and then of course putting plenty of lube on the penis. Yes. And you have to communicate as you are doing this, and the person that is receiving it, practice on your breathing, because if you tense up, it's going to hurt more. Ooh. So just focus on your breathing. Yes.
What was that comedian talking about? Relax all your muscles.
Listen, and seriously, you have to relax. And then your partner can tell you, okay, now when you're ready, you come back to me.
Okay.
And then, because he guides me back. And he's like, yeah, when you're ready, you come back to me.
But when, as you get ready to climax, then you tense up a little bit.
But by then it's a little bit, it can be a little bit of pain, but it's pleasurable pain. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Message. Anal sex is great.
Okay, you got a class on that one?
Anal sex class. Yeah. Look at you.
Some tips and tricks.
Anal sex class. I do have a class on kink and BDSM. I have a class on sensual touch. Fellatio is a hot class.
Yeah.
Because a lot of women will come in because they really want to learn how to suck dick. They have questions, concerns.
They want to be a pro at it.
They want to be a throat goat. Teeth placement, all of that.
If you got acid reflux, can you be a throat goat?
Whatever it's causing your acid reflux, please don't eat those type of foods.
Will you try to be a throat goat?
No, please don't. Yeah, it's not good. Not
fuck
good.
Up the whole move.
The whole move. Yeah, please don't do that.
But physical, I feel like the physical. Okay, so we talked about those 4 different types of intimacy. But I almost feel mental. Okay, I'm trying to figure out which one, right? I know that they all kind of go hand in hand.
They do.
But I feel like the physical is a really big one. Yeah. And it can actually stimulate those others. when done properly.
It
Like, you
can.
know,
Because, we are humans. We need physical touch. We need human contact. We need this touch from, the person that we love and respect.
yes,
We need that. It's, you want to have your kids hug you. That's a form of intimacy. It's nothing sexual at all.
yeah,
But it's the fact that my kids can hug me, that makes me feel good. That's a sign of course, physical touch and, like I said, intimacy. So we need that. The body craves that. And so after a while, when you don't have that, your body's like, hey, what's going on? I need this. I need this connection from someone. Self-pleasure is great. You can touch yourself all day long and masturbate.
but it is not.
But I want somebody else. To touch me on my lady bits and my titties and stuff. Like I want that.
Yeah.
But I want it from a person that I have a connection with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that makes it even much more pleasurable when you have that connection.
Right. Because you can fulfill the physical act of sex from someone just to get off, just to have this orgasm, whatever. But you can still walk away feeling empty, this void. Like I didn't get anything out of it, which goes back to there's no emotional intimacy, there's no spiritual intimacy, there's no mental intimacy. Like I didn't get anything out of it, so I still feel empty.
Yeah, it's not the full package.
Absolutely,
and that's the same as with masturbation. Like, I can have an orgasm.
Well, sometimes. But sometimes it will get the job done.
It'll get the job done.
But however,
it's not something that, like, when motherfuckers be like, I don't need no man. Fuck no. I do. Cause it ain't gonna. It's, you know what? It works. It works. It do its job. However, at the end of the day, that's why I tell people to be like, I like what they say, strictly dickly. Okay.
Oh yeah, strictly dickly all day long.
I need that. I don't need just the licking and the feeling and the touching and the vibrator and the no. I need
I need
that pressure from a human body. Not a strap on. I don't know what a strap on feel like. I don't know. Like I don't know
either. But I just know at the end of the day, my body needs, wants, craves, desires, physical touch, human touch from the bearded guy. That's all I'm saying.
But again, it makes one when you have all of those other the other three forms of intimacy, that physical just makes it just that much greater.
Oh yeah, I mean,
it just makes even if you meet somebody and they mentally stimulate you, but they don't cover those other two pieces. Okay, the sex still could be good, but it's not like, damn, when you got all four.
Yeah, and that takes,
and then you roll over and you cuddle and shit afterwards. That's that good sleep.
Listen. Now that is okay. So that's great. You're basking in each other's juices. Hopefully you washed or whatever. But you basking in each other's glory and it's aftercare. But let me tell you, as I mature and get into this season in my life, night sweats are real. So there are times, and it's so embarrassing. Now
let's talk about that. We're talking about menopause, right?
Yes. Oh my God.
We're talking about menopause, and so let's talk about how that impacts the sexual life. How that all of that. So you saying that right now we're talking about hot sweats and afterwards.
So all of this, I call it the next chapter.
Yes.
It's going into premenopause, perimenopause, and I'm not quite at menopause yet, but it's all these different stages. And so it truly affects your sex life.
So does it minimize your sex drive or increase?
Well, for me,
Because Because I've heard
it's
like
increased. Every woman
I'm
is different,
hearing
though. Every woman is
hearing
different.
50. You know, I know that women peak in their 40s, right? But I'm
Yes.
hearing 50. This shit is off the chain.
It affects everyone differently. But from what I have been reading, there's an increase in the sex drive.
Okay.
And so, yes, so I started a group called Good Women Hot Flashes with
Okay.
Hot Flashes. And so the book that we're reading is Menopause and the Black Woman, and how menopause affects us differently than it does, our European counterparts. And so it does affect us when it comes to sex and being intimate with our partner. And, like we were saying a few minutes ago, you can have this amazing sex with this person, and you can literally be laying there, and it is like this internal combustion of heat that will overpower your body.
Okay.
And they may want to cuddle. I don't want to. I
Like,
don't want you to touch me
wait a
at
minute.
all. I'm hot.
Yeah.
And I have no problem saying I'm having a moment. I need you to roll over.
Like, woo.
I'm having a moment, like
with the fan. You need
with
the
fan on. I need my water on the nightstand. No cover.
Hold on, I got and this ain't see my stuff. I need somebody to help come in here and help me with these fucking comments because I'm not doing so good. But I heard somebody say I accidentally put a Lego toy back there and it stimulated my prostate. Then during sex.
Okay.
Ooh, a Lego?
A Lego toy? Ooh. And it didn't. Okay, you accidentally. How you accidentally put a Lego toy back
where
there?
y'all was at? Y'all asses. Where y'all was at?
Yeah,
that was on the floor.
Anal plug.
That was on the floor, fucking. That's what that was. They was on the floor. Ain't no Legos in the bed.
No, that was
on
like
the
a
floor.
kid's Lego on the
that
floor,
was some,
and
that
they
was,
rolled
that
over.
That was some shit. I ain't mad at you though. Okay.
But like for men, because a lot of men are like, no, you're not going near my ass. Yes. You're just not doing it. But anatomy, because the prostrate. You have certain words you can't say. That's one of them.
Yeah.
So because how their anatomy is set up, that is why it's stimulating for them, because of the prostrate is there.
Okay.
So anything that's going to touch that.
And that kind of sucks, right? Because if it's something that is very pleasurable to you, but you can't do because of the stigma with that comes along with it. Yep. That's kind of fucked up.
Can be.
That's kind of fucked up because you want to everybody their goal should be to come as hard as you can.
Yeah. So.
And if you can't, I mean, not that you can't come hard, right? But if there's a way where it's like, oh shit, if I do this,
experience from. I mean, of course, I'm not a man, but just from me having an anal orgasm, it is very, very different than from a vaginal orgasm, even a clitoral one.
Yeah.
So it's just a different feeling. It's
it's
a different type of high.
In talking about these different feelings, squirting.
Oh yeah, squirting. Squirting is like this fad, this trend.
Yeah.
And I think people watch porn and they see the women who are like just
every 2 seconds.
First of all, porn is entertainment. Okay,
look, every
they
2
are
seconds.
Actors, all right. It's cameras all around them. They are literally at work acting.
Yeah.
Work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so they have to be on point. It's a lot of work involved, and so they see this, and we think, oh, I have to squirt. Something is wrong with me if I don't squirt. There's nothing wrong with you.
It's a bunch of, it's so much conflicting information out there.
Is it pee? Is it, what is it? And in my readings, my research, it is a little bit of both. The reason why is because in order for the water to come out, the bladder has to be somewhat, full. Okay. So what happens when the person enters you and hits your G-spot, it gets there, yes, and you can actually release these fluids.
Okay.
So it's a mixture of female ejaculation and a little bit of urine.
Okay.
That is my understanding from my research. Someone else can say it's something totally different, but that is what I'm going off of.
Yeah.
Because that is what I truly believe it to be, just by from the studies that I have found. And it is perfectly okay if you've never squirted. 79% have never squirted.
And you got this 5% that squirt with regularity. Which is funny because, like you said, it all of a sudden became a fad.
It's like, I like, oh, my girl's a squirter. Girl, I can squirt. Like, and then, people are calling me, well, is something wrong with me if I can't squirt? No. It's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah.
So don't compare yourself to who you see in these porn videos.
Yes.
Please do not. It is
and
okay
I guess
it's
an ego thing for the man, right? I guess he feel like if you squirting, he feel like he put that shit down. But you so fellas, just like what she just said, she doesn't always have to squirt for you to have been put it down. You can still put it down and she not squirt.
Yeah,
and
you can
long
still
as
put
she,
it down.
as Eddie Murphy say, make that noise. Ooh, what was it?
Yeah, just make it sound like macaroni.
Hey, if she making that noise, you did your job, okay? But make sure you do your job before. Don't just be shortchanging motherfuckers and shit. Do your job and make sure she's good.
Right.
Let's talk about. So, okay, we can come over and over and over. For a guy, it's pretty much. I mean, he may be able to come back after that first nut, but it's gonna be a minute, right? What can dudes do to help them to
come back again,
hang in with their girl? We know we got the cock ring, that's one thing, but what is besides taking them fucking pills?
So two things, actually three. But the first thing is the pill is going to help them with the erection to stay hard. Once again, for a guy, their anatomy is completely different than ours. Theirs is strictly is blood flow.
Okay.
And so all of this is how they get hard. It's just blood is going here. And so for them, once they release that pressure, then it's going to go down.
Okay.
So if he can get aroused again, it once again is here. Diet is the biggest thing. What is he eating? What is he drinking? Needs to be water. But that can help him come back for a second round.
Quicker.
And a third round.
Okay.
And a fourth round.
Well, some shit. What normal that second round be like, all right, motherfucker.
Well, once again, every woman is different. However,
shit.
You gonna
be up all night?
Listen, that's why you can sleep during the day. I'm just saying, before a guy, to come back, it's really because he has to truly get himself together.
Yeah, right.
And rest,
Exactly.
And he may have to take a nap so he can get charged back up again, which is okay. For us, though, we can have intense orgasms where your body can be jerking and moving around and all this kind of stuff. That can take a lot of energy out of you.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, though, with us, though, if the guy is hitting you right and hitting your spot right, you can, and to me, it's like another form of squirting because you're just wetter and wetter and wetter. And the juices are just going, so he can hit you, bam. He can hit you again, bam. Like literally you can come 5-6 times back to back. And it doesn't have to be this intense orgasm either.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
amazing.
In a study of women 18 to 39, 69% enjoyed ejaculation without orgasm. 31% did not experience ejaculation with orgasm. So when we saying ejaculation, are we talking squirting?
So two things. So orgasm, and they're kind of running between a fine line, if you will.
Okay.
Female ejaculation is where it's kind of like squirting. Yeah.
Okay.
But it doesn't have to be that intense squirt. Okay. That's one thing. That's the female ejaculation. So if a guy's hitting you, vaginally hitting your G-spot, yeah, that female ejaculation, you can do that over and over again, aka coming, okay? An orgasm is where you ever had like this jerking where you just can't control your body? It's so intense and powerful. Has that ever happened to you? Probably from the clitoris.
Yeah, not like what I've seen in the porn. Because some of them be like, oh, I have had that, but I have had was like, God damn, this motherfucker.
Like,
yeah.
It can be so intense and just so strong of a feeling. Like to have that once or twice from me, I'm good. I would be so tired afterwards if I had that more than 3 times.
Yeah.
I would just, I'd be drained. So there is a little bit of a difference.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's okay,
and
ladies,
and I feel
if you don't have an orgasm.
bad. I have heard a lot of women, grown women, say that they have never had an orgasm. And I'm like, damn.
And it's for some women, for various reasons, they may not have actually experienced that. And people are like, well, you got kids. Well, I don't need an orgasm to have kids.
Exactly.
That's a whole different
thing.
But yeah, for some women, they may not have experienced an orgasm such as they have seen on TV or what maybe their friends are talking about. I would say though, I'm curious if they have actually experienced ejaculation. I would just wonder, have they experienced such? Yeah.
It's just like, I mean,
because it took me a while to figure out, did I orgasm? Did I?
I think.
I don't know. It took me a while for me to figure that out and to understand my body.
Okay, so let me ask you this: can that be something internally on the woman, or is that nigga not doing his job?
It could be both.
Not doing your job. What the fuck?
It could be both, and I cannot think of the technical term of it now, but it's where women simply it just doesn't happen.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
I can imagine being stressed, right? Like if you're stressed and life kick in on a lot of us, especially if she's like a single parent and she's trying to figure this shit out and she's trying to make this shit happen. And so she can't unwind and enjoy like she needs to, right?
Yeah.
I can see that being playing a part in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you physically we're there. Our bodies are there. Mentally we're not.
Right.
Excuse me. And so, we're thinking about everything that we have to do. We're thinking about the laundry, the dishes.
Right.
I got to pay this bill, that bill. I got to go do this or do that. Did I,
because sometimes like
for whatever.
Even, like you say, physically, and that's from a man's perspective too. If you're not there mentally, then what the fuck? We just performing an act.
You really are.
We're just doing some shit.
3 humps.
Yeah,
humps,
right.
And we're done.
You need to unwind.
Right.
And be fully present.
Right.
Fuck. Okay. I don't mean this like literally, but fuck them kids for the moment and enjoy where you are. You know what I mean? And then it comes back down to, okay, if this person isn't mentally or emotionally stimulating you, then why are you there?
Yeah. I mean, you have to figure
why
that
are you
out.
there?
And are you, especially with dating, you need to make sure you're sexually compatible with that person.
Let's talk about that compatibility. You can be compatible in other areas and just physically that shit is not working.
Oh yeah, like it's so disappointing.
Oh my God. So do you help people with that? Do you help people with that? Can they come see
I
you?
just thought of an adventure that I had that. Oh yeah.
Can they come see you and you can help them figure that shit out?
Yeah, they can. I was gonna say, like, I just had a flashback. So, yeah, many.
Don't be talking shit about me. See, he's talking about Nikki over there having a flashback. She had me over here taking deep breaths and shit. Like, whoo,
listen, many moons ago, or whatever, I was with a guy and everything was great.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, just the sex was not.
It just wasn't
We were
working.
not compatible. He would go left, I would go right. It was like
Oh,
it was just a comedy show.
yeah.
And
And you be trying to hang in there, trying to.
Yeah, and it was just not working. And so, I do appreciate the fact that both of us said, you know what?
Yeah,
we really enjoy each other's company, but sexually, we aren't compatible.
Both of
We
y'all,
said that. We knew
that's
it
good.
because
That's
we
good.
felt that energy.
That's good.
We felt that energy. And I was like, shit, I know my game is tight. I know my report card is good.
So I think that's a big problem too, because people do, like, that shit early in. But you be like, well, you know what? He's a good guy. She's a good girl.
Or he's like,
we gonna make this shit work.
Yeah.
That shit, if it ain't working, it ain't working.
Yeah, it's not.
And I'm just sorry. Like,
nope.
Unless both of y'all asses are wanting to be celibate or you just done with that shit. At some point, let me tell you something. At some point, baby, look, it's times I have woke up like, God damn, your body is just your body is your body. That motherfucker is not, if it ain't stopped working, it'll wake you up like, motherfucker, hey, what we doing?
So yeah, our clit can, get aroused and she will throb and she will because at the end of the day, the penis and the clitoris is the anatomy for the most part is pretty much the same.
Yeah.
The clit is just a very, very smaller version of a dick.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, she gets aroused. She pokes her head out from the hood.
Yeah.
And she gets turned on.
Yeah.
And so she will let you know, my biggest another tagline that I say is, your vagina, your clit speaks to you, but do you listen to her? She will tell you when
we can't listen to her all the time.
Well, she'll tell you when she's sad and upset, but she'll tell you when she needs some pleasure.
Yes.
She will when she starts throbbing.
So, okay. And so then if you are not right, I mean, okay, she's talking to you.
Yeah, she's talking to you. And she's
and
telling
then
you
this motherfucker that's laying next to you.
She'll tell you when you don't need to have sex with him either.
Really?
Yeah, she gets sick.
I don't like
if
him.
She gets sick or her pH balance is thrown off.
Yeah.
She will tell you.
Yeah. No.
You need to leave him alone.
Yeah. That's it. That's true right there. That is true.
Yeah. So
very
listen
true.
To her.
Listen to her because that's I never thought about but yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to talk to your girlfriends to find out if the dude you with is the right guy for you.
She'll tell you.
Lady bits.
Look,
your
like,
clit will tell your vagina. Will tell you if
leave
you
him
need
alone.
To be. Yes, she will.
If he is not or she is not sexually fulfilling you, and your body is not done yet, your body still wants these physical needs,
and they laying in the bed with you. Wow. So one option you can, and these are options, okay? One, you can go to sleep. Two, you can please yourself.
And be like, whoo.
3, you can tell him what to do to, get you where you need to go.
So
I need you to do this. I want you to, especially if he already came first. And then you just laying there like, okay, you gonna get it together so we can keep going, or am I need to get tacos? What I need to do? What's really going on?
See, that's why you need to keep a good toy next.
So excited,
yes,
especially if they haven't had any in a while, because it's a mental thing for them. They have to because if they are overly stimulated and they're so excited, it's gone. Because it feels so good, especially hitting it raw. And it's just wet,
like, oh,
it's like,
wait a minute.
Yeah. And so, they can come like that. So for them, it's a big challenge to stay in the moment, but at the same time, make sure that they can keep going and keep going.
Yeah. Now, if he does, he's excited and he comes quick. Is it is it unheard of for him to hurry up and get it back together? Do we gotta fucking go to sleep and then he can get it
Well, that
together?
depends on the guy
Yeah.
too. Like, some guys can come quick and then they still have an erection.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It bounces back,
Okay.
Once again, it's everybody is different.
Yeah.
So he could, come and then next thing you know, bam, he's
He
back.
ready.
Or some guys, they can keep going and going and
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
Now the question is, can we keep up?
Right.
Because shit, after a while, we can get tired too.
Be like, oh shit, okay, I'm
Or
sorry.
we can start
Look,
to dry
I'm sorry
out.
I woke you back up. Shit.
Yeah, or we can start to dry out.
I didn't want to do this shit all night.
Yeah.
Probably the best sexual compatibility.
No,
This is wrong.
I'm not with no Leo. Absolutely not.
No, they got
cancer. So far, the best sex I've had is I don't even think I've dated a Leo. I have no idea, but I know what I'm with now, and it that list is not accurate.
Well, I can tell you that cancer is no.
Oh my God! Sorry, I had a flashback.
That cancer is a no for me.
What would this say about the Gemini?
Did they have the Gemini on there?
Yeah, they had the Gemini.
Who was a good? Yeah, Gemini, Aries.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, that's a no for the Taurus. I'm sorry. No.
Yeah.
No. So okay. So we have menopause. And I years ago I met this guy. Some of this shit, I swear to God, I can't make it up. So I meet this guy, and he literally, I met him on lunch. Went back to work. We kind of talked in text or whatever. So the next day, he tells me he's married. And he had been married for like 30 years, some shit like that, right? Like they've been together forever. Kids are grown. Okay. And he said, but he likes to have him a girlfriend. And he had just broke up with his last girlfriend. Okay. And so he was looking for a new girlfriend. Okay. And the reason he broke up with the last girlfriend was because she was going through menopause. And I'm just sitting here like, nigga, really? Like, do this shit really work for other motherfuckers? However, I appreciate his honesty and keeping that shit 100 with me up front. But he said he broke up with his last girlfriend because of menopause. And then he says me, I'm going to be honest with you. That way you ain't got to worry about where I'm at night because you know where I'm at. And this was years ago, right? So I was at 30 something, like probably it wasn't like it had to be like mid 30s.
I heard you right.
That's what the nigga said. I said, are you fucking serious? And again, I'm maybe mid 30s, so I'm still, who the fuck, nigga? What makes you think I got to deal with this? But I appreciate him keeping it real. But he said he broke up with his last girlfriend. Not his wife, his last girlfriend, because she was going through menopause. Wow. And I didn't ask a whole lot of questions.
There would be no questions to ask. Like,
what the fuck? She couldn't have sex with you no more? Like, I don't understand. What happened? So, don't scare me now, because I ain't there yet, but I might be knocking on the fucking door. Menopause. Does that mean I'm not going to want sex no more?
So menopause.
Look, I'm like, woo, tell me something good now.
It's so much with it. But just to keep it kind of short, it affects every part of our body. Okay. It's a mental thing, it's physical, it is a spiritual journey that you're now going to start to go on, if you will. Physically, you can, experience vaginal dryness. Okay. Physically,
but we can use
you can use lubes. Okay. Physically, it's your hormones are out of whack. Okay. So you may be moody. One minute you may be okay. The next minute you may be aroused. The next minute you be like, nah, F all of this, fuck all of this. I'm tired. I'm done. Or you could be sad, depressed.
Sex don't like help.
Because it's the hormonals. The hormones are imbalanced. Okay. And so it's truly how you now feel. the physical things or side effects could be, it could be thinning of your hair. It could be acne all over again. So it's different things, but it affects every woman differently.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to start a group because talking to my girlfriend, and we realized that little things can just tick us off. We get irritable now over stupid stuff that we probably would have suppressed.
Well, I might be going through
10 years ago. You know
every
what I mean?
other week I'd be like, is it PMS time? What the fuck?
And it's like, we would have, not even brought up things that probably would have ticked us off. But we didn't know how to say it. Now we just say it.
Yeah.
So this is
premenopause.
The stages of menopause. And so right now, I'm in premenopause.
So, okay, because I know you had mentioned the peri earlier.
Yeah, so it's premenopause and perimenopause. And once again, the age ranges are 0 or 35 to 45. So, and then 51 and then so forth. Yeah.
So, okay, right before I turned 30, I used to always have damn near anxiety attacks. And now I'm starting that shit with 50.
It can be that. Oof. And so it affects everyone differently. And so where it says, I don't see irritability. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's on that pre.
Yeah. So that could be just being irritable. It could be another form of anxiety as well.
Listen, let me tell you something. So you know how when friends, y'all typically have y'all cycle around the same time, right?
Everybody's in sync.
I be texting Keisha. I mean, bitch, is it time for our cycle? Because everybody getting on my motherfucking nerves today. And then I'm like, did I just text you this shit last week? I had this shit every week.
Yep.
But for real, I literally, I'd literally be like, Keisha, have you been having these symptoms too? Because this motherfucker is getting on my last nerve. So it's gotta be, but it do seem like it's more often.
And it doesn't have
it cannot be my cycle every fucking
and
week.
it doesn't have to be the common one is the hot flash, it's the night sweats, those are always the common ones, but it's literally mood swings. It's the things that normally you would not have been bothered by 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Now all of a sudden it's little things.
The wind blow too hard. It's
I'm ticked off.
Why does this wind keep blowing?
But you feel it in your body.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you feel when you're getting ready to snap.
It's funny when you mentioned the night sweats. I do remember one night. The heat.
Yeah.
And that's why I was literally about one night but now I'm gonna put this disclaimer out there. I had drank a lot the night before, a lot, right? And so, I Crown Royal. So dark liquor sometimes kind of had me. And I just all of a sudden, I got hot than a motherfucker. And I figured it was the Crown. Because I've had that where the Crown, and then it's like you feel like you're about to faint, and all that shit is internally, it's whew. But I did have that recently. That was just at one time, but I assumed that might have been just the Crown because it was been. I had drank a lot that night, a lot.
It could have been that, but I will say that as the body changes, what you consume, I love wine, and what I would notice. This was because I started night sweats around 36. So I was kind of young. And I would notice that after I had a glass or two of wine at night, I would get so hot. And I was talking to my girlfriend because that's what we talk to, because girlfriends know everything, if you will. And so she was like, oh, girl, you going through premenopause. I was like, no, I'm not. I'm only 36. But what was happening, the wine was a trigger. And so I would get so hot at night. Now it's hit or miss. I don't sometimes have to drink wine before I go to bed to get hot. Sometimes I just get this internal combustion of heat. And I get hot at night to where I'm literally sweating. I don't sleep with any clothes on because I don't want anything on my body.
Yeah.
But my sheets
Is it every
are
night
wet.
or
Not every night?
Okay.
But when it happens, it's bad.
Lord
and I
have
take the
mercy.
sheets
And
off
I don't went natural, so
and
deal
wash
with
my sheets and
Oh, I
everything.
ain't looking forward to that. I am
but,
not.
You know, but it may be for you. That may not be one of your symptoms.
Yeah.
It could be something else. But those are the common symptoms. And so what I wanted to do was, you know, to talk to women who are in their 40s who are experiencing this, and we share tips, we educate each other. We talk about what doctor do we need to go to? What's a good doctor to go to? What do we say when we go to the doctor? We're going to be talking about our diet, what to eat, what foods we probably shouldn't eat. How we need to exercise. And so that's what the group is about. Good women with hot flashes.
Yeah. And what's the name of the group? That's
Good
the name of the group?
With hot flashes.
Okay. You have to send me that link so I can join.
It's on Facebook.
Yeah, because I can definitely see that playing a part in the intimacy.
Yeah. And how do you talk to your partner about, you know, what's going on with your body? Because he's going through his own thing. You know, both of you guys say you've been married X amount of years. You're not 20 anymore. You're not 30 anymore. He's in his late 40s. You are in your late 40s. And your body is changing. His body is changing. And the relationship is changing.
And I guess that's the one thing that's a good thing about me is that my ass is 100. I got that shit from my mama. I just say what the fuck ever, right? And so if we talking and we open and we free, and it's like, what the fuck? What is going on with me? You know what I mean? But if you understand that, see, that's where that foundation has to come into place. Because if y'all have that foundation, then you can work through these physical changes, because it's inevitable, right? As we get older, this shit is just gonna happen. Like our bodies is not that, it's just not gonna be the same. Like it's just gonna happen. And we gotta figure a way through this, right? We gotta work through this together, because
through it together.
Like you said, the woman is gonna have her issues, the man is gonna have his issues. So you gotta work through those together. But again, it boils down to that communication.
It does. Yeah.
Being able to talk about it, bring it up, not like leave egos at the door. You have to be, and like I said, that's one thing about me, because my ass be like, hey, what the fuck? Let me tell you what happened to me today. My ass getting old.
And you have to be okay with
I damn near kicked you out of bed last night. Shit.
Yeah. So you have to be okay with accepting that your body is changing and telling your partner that.
And being receptive of it, right? When they tell you that their body is changing and yours isn't, be thankful, right? But be empathetic too, because your ass might not be far behind them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And, you know, physically, you know, things are dropping south that they normally were not down south. You know, this, you know, you can eat certain foods, or you can't eat certain foods anymore that you used to eat. Maybe, you know, the weight isn't falling off like it used to. Like, what is going on? You know, I've been working out like I always have, but the weight is not leaving me. And it could be thyroids too. They play.
Is that what's wrong with me right now? I probably need to check that shit out, because something ain't right.
You know, it can be another form of perimenopause, where there's weight gain, you know, or the weight is just not coming off. You're eating right, you're working out. What is going on?
It's just like coming from nowhere. Like, what the fuck? Ain't this shit no different than what I've been doing? And every time I get on that scale, it's up.
And so for that, you would want to go to the doctor when you go get your annual, and just say, I want to get my hormones checked. Get a whole blood screen.
This is some bullshit.
Check everything. Where they check everything. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I need to, because right now I'm like, I ain't never in all my 47 years. What you was about to say, Don? Yes. So I posted this question earlier.
Mhm.
If a man or woman decides to not have sex anymore, so they're making this decision. There's nothing physically wrong with them. They're just making this decision for whatever reason to not have sex anymore. Should they allow their mate to have sex with others?
If they want to, it's a conversation that they have to have. A big conversation. If you don't want me to have, if we're not having sex with each other, I still have needs and desires.
Yeah,
Is it
because
okay
that's
for me to go out elsewhere and get it? I'm asking you now so we can have this conversation.
so.
Because
What if
you're
you
gonna think
ask?
I did it
Because I
wrong.
think I feel like a lot of people may. So, like for me, right? I say I'm not the jealous type, and that means that I am not the type to be like, "What you doing? Who you with? What you?" I'm not that, but I don't believe in sharing, right?
Okay.
So, if you gonna do that shit, I don't want to know about it, right? So, in this type of scenario, and first of all, okay, take me out the equation because I'm not gonna not want to do that shit.
Yeah, so
I'm not the chick that's not gonna want to not have sex anymore.
But that's a conversation, especially if the other person is either not physically able to have sex for whatever reason.
And that's probably the underlying reason.
Or they have
they
some
don't
type
want
of
to
medical
talk about it.
condition.
Right.
Or they have a medical condition and they physically can't please their partner. They may have
Now,
a
if you have a
conversation to
medical
say,
condition,
uh-huh.
see in that situation, that's not your choice. It's just, babe, this shit ain't working no more.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, with that, to answer that question, they need to have a conversation with each other to find out, have they tried everything to try to please each other? And then if if they've done that and it's still not working, and the other person wants to seek pleasure elsewhere, and their partner is okay with them doing that, clear understanding of, everybody's on board with that.
Yeah.
You don't bring anything home, and the other person is okay with their partner going out knowing that they're getting fulfilled because they can't do that.
So is it wrong? Because I could never just
Well, it may be wrong for you, but for whoever's involved, it may not be.
But I would understand if I could not physically do it.
Mm-hmm.
I would understand if he went somewhere else, but I could never tell him. I could never never give him that okay. No, I can't give you that okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't get disrespectful with that shit. Don't bring that shit home. Don't let me, if you gonna go do some shit, go do that shit and hey. But I could never say that to him. I could never tell him that. I could never tell him it's okay for you to go sleep with somebody else.
But okay. But you would already know he's doing that.
I would know he's doing it, and I probably wouldn't, nigga be respectful on the shit. Bring your ass at home. Don't fucking fall asleep. Don't let me wake up your ass ain't here. You know what I mean? But I could never verbally tell him it's okay.
Okay. If it's
benefits of sex in a relationship. So this is something that this is the physical intimacy. It builds trust and intimacy, helps heal old emotional and sexual injuries, helps you become an expert on your partner, helps you to learn about yourself, builds self-esteem. And I do believe in that. Like when in this building self-esteem, it's because if you're feeling good about pleasing your mate and that's your happy place, then that makes you feel good about yourself, like you accomplished some shit. Supports good health, improves sleep, reduces anxiety and stress, decreases physical pain, migraines, leads to wanting more sex, promotes better cognitive function. Yeah, I do. I just believe in having a healthy sexual relationship with your mate. I believe in that. I don't, I've heard women say, you can't give it to him all the time. Why not? It's your fucking husband. Like, what the fuck we talking about? Like, anytime that nigga want it, where the fuck he supposed to go? To his wife, right? Like, to his,
Absolutely.
even if you're not married, if I am your person, I'm your person. So
Right.
whatever the fuck you need, I'm her. Come, okay, where we at? Okay. So I
Right.
don't believe in that rationing.
Oh yeah, I don't believe in rationing or using sex as a weapon. Like, I'm not going to deprive myself of sex because
I could still be mad at your ass. Still.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Good night.
we're gonna talk. We're gonna get over it.
No, motherfucker, I'm still mad. Good night. Thanks.
We're gonna talk about it and we're gonna go on. Yeah.
We
But
both
I'm not
needed
gonna do
that.
that.
Maybe that might help my attitude a little bit.
We're gonna have a
But right now, I'm
conversation.
still motherfucking mad. We'll revisit this shit in the morning.
Exactly. We're gonna have a conversation. But
However,
yeah.
at the end of the day, if I'm in a relationship, I come to me. So yeah, that's just. I mean, I am a promoter of that. A good sexual, healthy relationship.
Absolutely.
Now, again, I understand that there are some, we ain't no spring chickens no more. So I understand that there may be some physical shit that we deal with that we can't help. And we work around that. And that's why you have to be open-minded.
Right.
But I'm not pegging nobody. However, I'm sorry. I ain't gonna be able to do it, baby. I ain't gonna be able to do it. But I know I ain't. Okay, we got the Ask Miss Nik section. This is where you get the truth or don't ask me. Straight no chaser. That's how it come all the time. What's our first question? We got Brad, 38 of Texarkana. My girlfriend of 8 years and I have decided to have a threesome, but there's a problem. We are white. We are a white couple, and I want a black female, and she doesn't. She recommends 2 of her white girlfriends who are nothing to write home about. What shall I do? My heart and my body is stuck on a sister.
Oh wow.
So Tyler, what's your take? I like to get my guest take on it first.
Okay, so they want a threesome, but he wants a black woman, and she wants
one of her friends.
She recommends 2 of the white girlfriends so he's not attracted to the white girlfriends.
And why your friends though?
So then for that, I guess, my answer would be, if you have expressed on what you want as far as the threesome is concerned, and that's not what she wants, then maybe I just shouldn't have a threesome.
Not do it.
And do you have because clearly your girlfriend is white, so do you have this fascination with being with a black woman?
Uh-oh. Well, the other part of it is, if you have a fascination with a black woman, she doesn't want a black woman, and what's the issue with that?
Maybe that's not her preference.
But also, she's referring her friends. Does she want to be with them motherfuckers anyway, or she's already been with them?
Who knows? It could be that, she's more comfortable being with them. It's a lot of different questions, for that. But at the end of the day, I would wonder, is he wanting to fulfill this fantasy of being with a black woman? That's my take on that. I would say just don't do it at all, because the reasons why you want to have a threesome are totally different.
Yeah,
I think his is more of
it's
a
already an issue, and they haven't even had it yet.
I think his is more of a fascination, and hers is just having the friends as a closeness because she knows them, maybe she trusts them. But yes, I say no, don't do it.
Yeah, and so I am not a proponent of a threesome. Because again, I don't share. I don't believe in fucking sharing.
Okay.
Ain't nobody fucking my man. You ain't. What the fuck is going on here? This is not gonna go good. So, in this particular situation, one, like you said, is he trying to fulfill a fantasy, which is okay though, because this threesome alone is a fantasy. He's fulfilling a fantasy, period, right? But it's a huge problem to try to bring in friends.
Mm.
Like I would almost say, which I'm not a fan of this shit because it has happened to me a few times. I have been approached by couples on the
Mhm.
sly, didn't know I
Mhm.
was being approached till
Mhm.
it was like, what the fuck is going on here? Let me get up out of here.
Yeah.
But I would actually, if you're gonna do something like that, I would actually say go get a random, go get somebody that nobody knows. Because here's the thing, you fuck around and you do this shit with one of your friends and they fuck around and catch feelings. Motherfucker did get a little bit too good. And now she want to double back and fuck your man again and again and again. Oh, this
Yeah.
Brad sent the question, though. This ain't the girlfriend sent the question. So it might be
Yeah.
a win for you, Brad, but it might be a problem in the
That's
long
Brad.
run, Brad. Because what if you hit the friend and the pussy good? Now you
Yeah.
don't want your girl no more. You want her friend. That's a whole problem.
So
That's
the
a
answer is
whole
no.
problem.
Don't do
Yeah,
that.
y'all don't need to do that shit.
Yeah.
Lead it. If you're gonna, first of all, like Twyla said, you already ain't getting along with the options that you're being presented. Y'all can't agree on that shit.
Yeah,
So
so
just
no.
understand that shit gonna go downhill from here. Now, if you ain't really in love with your girl, then go out there and have fun. Go find a motherfucker you want to fucking have a good time. However, don't fuck a friend though,
Wow.
because even if you don't like your girl like that, if you sleep with her friend and it's good, it's gonna be a problem. What if the friend gets acting crazy and shit? You know, women be emotional and shit, and she get the stalking and shit and try. It's a problem. Leave that shit alone, or go have fun and say bye to your relationship. Okay, next question. Bernice, 53, Raleigh. I am between a rock and a hard place. My boyfriend, who was 54, went into the store and he left his phone in the car. And I went into his text messages and read explicit sexual messages from a woman he was with a week ago. The problem is, we just got back together after a 4-month breakup, and I really love him and want our relationship to work. Help me. I am asked out. Am I asked out? Tyler, what's your take?
Well, you don't trust him because you went through his text messages.
But they just got back together.
You don't trust him. You went through his
That's
text
facts.
messages.
That's facts. That's facts.
He went to the store. He left his phone
Went
in the car.
store while she was
I
sitting
went
in the car.
into the phone and read the text messages. He was with the woman a week ago, but you trying to get back together. So that was a week ago. So you still don't trust him.
Well, here's the other thing. The problem is we just got back together after a 4-month breakup. So have y'all been together for a week or have y'all been together for a month?
She don't trust him.
Which is probably why they broke up to begin with.
Yep.
And it's probably the reason she don't trust him. But here's the thing. If y'all was broke up, he was fucking somebody.
But if you don't trust him, why would you want to be with him? Why are you going to work things out with someone you don't trust?
But sometimes people be insecure. And so it's not even it may not necessarily be something that he did that made her not trust him per se. Her ass just might be insecure and just that might have been why they broke up, because her ass going through his phone and accusing him of doing shit.
And you're in your 50s doing
Yeah.
this. Like, seriously. Why are we doing that in our 50s?
I promise you.
53 and 54, and you're going through a person's phone. Yeah, you may want to, I say Bernice. It's my mom's thing, but this is not my mom. Yeah, Bernice, you might want to just not be in a relationship until you get your issues internally together. Because for whatever reason, you have trust issues.
She got some issues. Huh? Wait. I ain't get my input. Bernice. So 2 things. Number 1, I don't know if you have trust issues with him or you just have trust issues overall. But when you go looking for trouble, you absolutely will find it, right? So going through his phone was the wrong move. Second of all, y'all were broke up, right? And this is why I am not a proponent of, if you gonna work things out, work that shit out while y'all still together. This going separate ways, breaking up, going to separate houses, you leaving yourself open to more bullshit. And if y'all were broke up, he was fucking. You cannot, if y'all was broke up, you can't expect him to not be fucking somebody. And if he was fucking somebody, he might have actually liked it, or she liked him. And so just because y'all decided to get back together, old girl probably like, what's up? Like, shit. And she may not give a fuck. It's a lot of women out here, ladies, that do not give a fuck about you being in the picture. So, hey, she may not give a fuck. So I don't know if you have a problem on your hands or not, but you need to, you probably need to relax and decide if you trust him or not. If he's trustworthy, then work on your relationship. And what goes on in the dark comes out in the light, right? So if he continues to fuck with her, if he's still fucking with her, that shit gonna come out. But he might have been fucking with her when y'all broke up, and that girl ain't ready to let it go yet, right? But if he's a good guy, he'll cut that shit off. Let him handle that. You focus on what you're doing. Stop going through that man's phone. Shit.
Yes.
Leave that shit alone.
Stop.
Okay, next question. Gerald, 32, from Jackson, Mississippi. My mother's 56, is a divorcee and very sexy for her age and has a great personality to go with it. She works from home and wears her sexy lingerie gowns all day throughout the house. When my friends come over, she is so warm and flirty with them during their visit, which is embarrassing. One of my friends told me that she has slept with one of my friends, Thomas, who's 32, on multiple occasions, and told him not to tell me. Should I tell her how I feel and dissolve my friendship with Thomas? Help me put this fire out. Yeah. Funny. Me and my son literally was talking about this before I came into the studio today.
Wow.
She slept with his friend several times. His friend.
Wow. That's
32.
32.
They probably, Thomas think he done came up.
Several occasions. So it's a lot to unpack here. So she's working from home and she wears sexy lingerie gowns all day. Oh, okay. Not sure how that works. But the friends came over and he was embarrassed by mom's interaction with the friends. So she was flirty.
Mm-hmm. Which is a problem.
Yeah. One of my friends told me that she slept.
Okay.
So another friend knew this.
Yes.
So the friend told the other friend what happened.
Yes.
And was like, hey, don't tell Gerald.
But your mama been sleeping with him.
Should I tell her how I feel and dissolve my friendship with my friend Thomas? I mean, at the end of the day, they're both grown. We'll put that out there.
Mm-hmm.
They are two, grown individuals. I mean, I would think that as a mother, my children's friends, I would not even look at their direction.
They look like your kid.
Because exactly, like I just wouldn't even be turned on. Talk about simulation. Like mentally, physically, spiritually, I just wouldn't even be turned on.
I'm not attracted to anyone my son's age. Anyone.
Even if it's not his friend.
Me,
they may be like, oh yeah, that's
even if they're not, let alone his friend.
But I could not be attracted to a person at all.
Okay, now here's the flip side of that. Like, I am looking from the perspective that all of my son's friends have been his friends growing up.
Right. And that's what I see them as.
So what if we're talking about a new friend? So they're 32.
So that wasn't like a childhood
Yeah,
friend.
it's not a childhood friend. So he met at 30. They were friends and he came home because they met at work. Hey mom, this is my friend so and so. Now they're friends. So it's not a childhood friend.
And
like you said, they're grown.
They're grown. I mean,
Ooh,
they
I never thought about it from that perspective.
If they're attracted to each other, and she didn't see him as a child growing up or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's truly turned on by his friend's mom.
And she turned on by him. He be working out and shit, nigga come through the flexing motherfucking muscles and shit. Woo! So me and my son, and I'm like, what were we talking about? We were talking about Chris Rock. We were talking about his special and how he addressed the Will Smith situation. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about Jada sleeping with her son's friend. Mm-hmm. And so my son was like, he's like, that's just like if you slept with Jordan, which is his best friend, right? He's like, I will look at Jordan away and I look at you away. Like, seriously? And I'm like, yeah, exactly. And, so I was sitting there thinking, no. So even if my son, who is 26, if he came home today with a new friend from work and this nigga look good, but that's my son's friend. And I think the difference for me too is that I grew up with brothers. And so even with brothers, like I knew I not just brothers, right? Like my family is protective, the men in my family. So I ain't fooling with nobody that's my uncle's friend. Nobody that's my daddy's friend, nobody that's my brother's friend, because I know these niggas is gonna have a problem. You know what I mean? So yeah, and I'm definitely not sleeping with my son's friend. Gerald, you need to let them know that you know. Mm-hmm. You need to let your mama know you know, and you need to tell her how you feel so that she don't do this again. Now, mama is always mama. Don't judge mama. Okay, don't judge mama.
And don't
because just like we just got, don't be disrespectful. Yeah. But just like we just got through talking about, the flesh is weak sometimes, and mama is 56, and mama got knees, and I don't know what the fuck Thomas was on. Thomas, don't trust Thomas. I don't know about Thomas. No, don't trust Thomas. Don't trust Thomas, because Thomas should not be sleeping with your mama. Because Thomas, unless Thomas love your mama, I don't even see that shit happen. Let's not even go there. I know they grown, but you gotta have some boundaries. Mm-hmm. Because Thomas know he don't love his fucking mama, so leave that boy mama alone. You ain't ready to marry Thomas, his fucking mama. You ready? How can you be Gerald's stepdad? Mm-hmm. And that's your fucking friend. Mm-hmm. That's a difference if they met and didn't know. But they knew. Now, if they didn't know, that's different. If they didn't know, like, that's completely different. That's completely different. If they didn't know and they just so happened to like hook up and then, oh shit, this is my son's friend, that's a whole different story. But if they knew, like if they met through Gerald, that's a problem. So I wouldn't fuck with Thomas no more. I ain't gonna even lie to you, because Thomas on that bullshit, and Thomas is disrespectful, because Thomas should not be trying to fuck with your mama.
Yeah.
But don't judge your mama, because mama is mama. Mm-hmm. And just let her know so she don't do that shit no more. Mama, hey, all right, you did this shit today. Don't do this shit no more with no new friends. And don't bring your fucking friends to your mama house. Especially if you know she be walking around there half naked and shit. Don't do that. Don't bring them over there no more. Y'all go somewhere else and hang out. Because you see how this shit end up. Don't do it. Okay, so I think that was the last Ask Miss Nick questions that we had. So this was a great conversation.
Yes,
this was a great conversation. This was fun. So what we got here?
Oh, this is sex talk. So just talking about how to have conversations with your partner. And so on my blogs, I'll be talking about sex talks and how to effectively communicate your sexual needs and desires to your partner.
Now, again, because I told you, you be posting some some tips and tricks, and I'm like, hey, I need
Yeah.
to try that. So
Mhm.
y'all need to follow her
Yes.
on social media, so y'all can get some tips and tricks. Where can they find you at?
So you can find me on all social media. On Facebook, it is A Taste of. I had to think. It's like I have like 3 different pages, y'all. But
Yeah,
can
because you
follow
be
me.
getting they
Yeah.
be tripping.
But you can follow me on Facebook on A Taste of Sex, Erotic and Intimacy Coaching. And my website is twalabegood.com. And I'm the owner of A Taste of Sex, Erotic and Intimacy Coaching Services. Yes, that's my logo there.
You got some events coming up.
Yeah, I do. So what is this? So this weekend, actually, I will be in Houston. And then I have some classes the end of the month.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then I have some stuff scheduled for April. But you can book your sex classes on my website at twalabegood.com. And you can follow me on Instagram at twalabe.goode. Yeah, to keep up with me.
Well, thank you for joining me
Thank
tonight.
you. This was fun.
I
This
had a
was
good
fun.
time.
Yeah,
You know, we it's been one of them days, but we pushed through that shit.
we did.
The weekend is coming up.
The weekend is coming.
I am about to be busy as fuck this weekend.
Really?
Yeah, but it's
Ooh.
partying.
Oh, you
Well, I got some
partying.
shirts. I got some shirts to do tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
And then from there on, it's gonna be some partying going on. It's St. Patrick's Day weekend at Sandaca.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I'll be there in spirit. I'll be in Houston, so
We gonna be there. Your sexual style, more sensual than sexual. The Taurus craves stimulation even more so than arousal, and the sense, sounds, and touch of a sexual experience are very important. Best sex matches: Scorpio, Cancer, Virgo, Capricorn.
oh wow.
They keep on trying to put me with that goddamn Cancer. However, that goddamn Virgo and Capricorn. Yeah, it's a love-hate relationship type of shit. I don't even know how we I guess I do know how we're compatible, but I don't know how we're compatible because it's like we too much alike. Earth signs.
I don't
What's
know,
that?
just Capricorn.
Fucking Virgo. Fucking Virgo. So yeah. On that note, thank y'all for tuning in. I will see y'all next week. And we're gonna be on Facebook and we're gonna be chatting. Love y'all. Bye.
Bye.